have passed through this network. And today, we have the VSB. I think those of you watching on camera, this is Dr. Emmanuel K. Urey Yarkpawolo, a son from Bon County. Your normal attacks on the social media layer is still there. When you appear on this network, it's a different profession again. And he's going to tell us why. Good morning to you, Dad. How you doing this morning? Welcome to the TBS.
Good morning to you, O'Neill. Good morning to the True FM family and the media of Liberia and all your listeners. We say good morning to you this morning. I'm happy to be here to just briefly introduce who I am.
Okay, you'll get to that.
And then talk about our vision for Liberia. The Learning Counselor, Tion Segongo.
Great.
Great.
Great. So before we start, health wise, are you okay? You physically fit? Yes. How you doing?
I'm okay. I exercise every evening. I'm physically fit, good in health, family good. And how you doing on yourself?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a regular. I'm not like David Cote, but I'm a regular guy. Great. So who is actually that? When that name pop up, I personally place a call to your stand-up bearer, Councilor Telon Gongolo. I said, well, I know Dr. Urey, but not for politics. How the decision? Yes, you care to go about. Tell us who is Dr. Emmanuel K. Urey Yarkpawolo.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo. I start this story by narrating an encounter with American Professor Greg Mittman. In 2012, he visited my home village, Gomu, and the people gave him chicken, they gave him cola. At some point in his acceptance speech, he started to shed tear. He looked me in the eye for a long time, and his tear dropped from his eye. After that, here in Monrovia, I asked him, why did you cry in Gomu? He said, is that the place? Is that your home? Is that the place you come from? And I told him, yes, I'm from Gomu. Gomu is a small village, Sa Shampala in the Bakwali clan, born 1981. And my mother passed away in 1983, so I didn't get to know her very well. And then I grew up with my aunt. Her name was Urey Yarkpawolo. I stayed with her in the village, learned how to sell trap, how to farm, and everything you think about a village life. I remember clearly telling my father I wanted to go to school in 1989. He promised me that he was going to send me to his friend in Jawad the following year, which was 1990, to go to school there. But of course, the war started in 1990, so that detracted the whole process. I did not get to go to school anymore. But we stay on the farm, the rebels and everything that associated with war, bad experiences. Of course, then in 1994, the Ulimo Kuroma War started from Lufa and it came to our village, it came to Bon County. That war was deadly, and then we went to Guinea. We ran into Guinea, went to the Beta refugee camp where we stayed for some time. I left, I went to Yomo to stay with one of our sisters. Her name was Sister Gopu. Sister Gopu and her husband, I told them I wanted to go to school. They wanted to send me to French school because at that time nobody knew if the war would ever end in Liberia. However, in while they were getting prepared, Sister Gopu got ill and died just in about less than a month. So that started the whole process. And then I returned to the Beta refugee camp. This is in 1995 now, where I told my father, stay, I wanted to go to school. My father said, you are old now for school, so let us go so you can learn trade. He sent me to Mr. Smo. When you go to Shampala today, Mr. Smo is there as a blacksmith. I met him quite recently. I would stay high as a blacksmith shop in Shampala. He moved his blacksmith shop into Guinea and started his profession there. I stayed in that shop learning how to make colaxes and holes and the rest of it for a few weeks. Then I ran away. I went back to the refugee camp again. I told my father I wanted to go to school. To call long story short, so in 1995, in September, I started school at the age of almost 14 years old. So I was so old, so I sat in kindergarten. But fast forward, our vice principal at the time, Mr. Bobby Johnson, who is in Monrovia here, and his wife, Gopi Johnson, they told me to stay with them. But then the war ended in 1997. All the family returned to Liberia. Then I followed to Liberia. Our bigger town is called Shambhala, where we have a house. Our village was being destroyed by the war. So my father and I, we went and established a new village area. The village is there. Gomu, when you go to Gomu today, we have built school there. Kids are going to school there today. But in Gomu, I stayed there for about between 4 to 6 months. And I told my father, stay, I wanted to go to school. It was at that time, he took me to Balafanang to stay with Joseph Urey. This is how the Ureys come into being. Joseph Urey is an uncle. He his wife, Mama Urey, they are in Banga today. They are also my parents. They took me in as their child and helped to educate me. Well, his father was Molba Kwekwe, our uncle. Our grand uncle, Molba Kwekwe, the time they used to do forced labor. He was one of those working on the road. The Ureys took him and brought him to Carisburg. His name was changed to Molba Kwekwe Urey. So he had his children.
So you officially Yarkpawolo.
So up to that point, I'm officially Yakpa.
Yarkpawolo. What's the meaning of you say Yarkpawolo?
Yakpawolo is a Pele word.
Oh, Mele. So it's a long one.
It's a Pele word, but in this case, in the Pele context, it's literally Yakpawolo.
Yarkpawolo.
If you become men, what will you do?
What will you do? Let's go.
Become men, what will you do?
What will you do?
I have another name. Actually, my birth name is Kwakaba. Kwakaba in Pele.
How do they call you in Bon County?
A lot of people in my district, they call me, they use a king name. They call me King.
King.
King in the resume. The reason is my friends gave me that name. There are some funny stories.
I mean, the dialect name now. How do they call you? I mean,
My sisters will call me, they will call me Wakaba. I mean, this sister will still call me with that name, but majority of them will call me Yakpawolo. Now,
okay.
I mean, they will call me Yakpawolo. The way name is done in Pala society. When you are born, you give it one name. When you go to Pora, you give it another.
Okay, let's go to business now. I mean, it's a fun reflection you have with your own company. All of that. But this decision, how the decision came about, it's a difficult decision. You see yourself being named as a running mate with Council Town Google. Is something that you dream about?
Summarize that story very quickly because I started school at the age of almost 14 years. 10 years later, 2005, I graduated from Limela as a student council president. I went to Cunnington. I finished in 3 years instead of 4. I got a foreign master's in Cunnington. I went to the States. I got a second master's degree in Trinity at the university offered me PhD scholarship to pursue a PhD, and then I graduated in 2018 with a doctor of philosophy and in resource management. That what my PhD is in. But still, continuing to that, I will come to that question of the concept slating me and my feeling about it. But it's important to highlight this. Some of the contributions toward the country, the land right law, and this is why I come.
You go to that. I'm control. This is my area of control. That yes. Let's look at the decision. Your family accepting this. I mean, council have been discussing with you and say, well, you should go as vice president like you. Also a difficult decision. Did the family say no? Leave the people thing. This shoe is too big for you. I mean, it can fit you.
Well, it was not a difficult decision because I was running first as a representative candidate for District Number 4 in Bon County. And I told my team members, Joshua Bana, and the rest of the people, I told them that my vote is for Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. I told them that over and over. I said, if anybody is to change the country, the person who is most qualified, who has stood the test of time, is the land councillor. So by his sending, a group of lawyers coming to my office asking me that they are the committee responsible to recruit somebody as vice tenant to the councillor, and they had thought to include my name among the first 3 names, and he will have the option to choose one. And so it was not. I was glad. I was happy, but I asked them questions, several other questions, the timing of it, everything. They clarified the questions, and eventually, the councillor met me, and we talked about 2 hours, and he met a lot of people. We have to go back in the district to build consensus of our people.
Because you told people you want to be representative on a certain, you come as a vice president.
So we have to go back and first gather our team leaders together and have a whole day meeting. We debated the issue. Then the team requested to see the councillor. The councillor immediately agreed and went and met with the team, had additional 3 hours meeting. Then the further requested the councillor to go in the district and meet up with the district leadership. And being a humble servant, he also accepted that. So he went in the district, met up with the district leadership, And literally, a beautiful traditional ceremony. I was turned over to the counselor. They took my hand like this with the collar and everything associated and put my hand in the hands of the counselor as a way of accepting and turning me over.
This is our story. This is our born cancer story.
Exactly.
This is our own. We're turning him over to you. Mhm.
So
If you're afraid, make sure that you counsel him. You bend in politics, and if he's going wrong, you hold him back and say, "No, Yakpawolo, this is not how you do this. How you do that."
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. So there was a broad-based consensus built, not just within District Number 4, but also across one country as to how this whole thing unfolded. And of course, I'm very happy, but also very humble. Councillor Congo is an extraordinary personality. I mean, you know him on it.
Yeah, so before going to that, since this announcement, how is it? What reception you receiving? I mean, from friends, not family now because you consider your family, right? What sort of feedback are you getting since Emmanuel Yakpawolo, the running mate to I mean, Councillor Tiawan?
It's humbling, and the greater person. I mean, the person who is backing the whole thing is Mrs. Vivian Urey Yarkpawolo, my wife, who I have been in time past. I have been talking about the counselor to her when we are in our halls talking about politics. So when I first told her, she said, my husband, if all the Liberian people can give you opportunity, I know who you are. You have talked about, I don't know Council of Congo very well, but you have talked about him all the time. So if the people can give you opportunity, Liberia will be changed because I believe in you and I believe what you say to me about him. So that's coming from my wife. I'm very, very happy. She's extremely supportive. But I come to the family and come to the friends and the rest of it. Let me highlight one friend very quickly. Tony Arotam. Tony Arotam. He served as a student council president in Limela in the 12th grade. When I was in the 11th grade, I served as a vice student council president. Tony Tan told me that that things are quite difficult right now. Wow. At the time I was still running as representative. So I'm going to go to your district. I'm going to go and register. I will vote for you and I will vote for Tiawan Gonglo because I believe in the both of you. I believe in you. You work with me as my student council vice president. I know who you are. So I just highlighting Tony Tan in terms of the greater acceptability among my friends, my peers from Limela, from Cuttington. The Liberian community I served back in Wisconsin. I served there as a president between 2012 and 2016. All of my friends, all of my associates, the students I graduated from the Salvation Army Polytechnic, all the instructors, the faculty, the deans, the cabinet, everyone is on board and everyone is very, very happy that we can be able to ascend to this position. Because I have worked with them, they know who I am, they know what I stand for, but they also know the counselor.
Okay.
I think it's a very, very, and I believe this is a unique comment.
Okay, great. So let's go to Liberian people question. Liberian number people question. Of course, you don't escape this. What have you done? In fact, what have you done? He won a position. I mean, this is a question that I mean every other politician will hear almost every other time. He wants to be vice president. Where he coming from? What sort of contribution have you made? I mean, for our country.
So I'm a young person. I'm 42. But over my 42 years, I have done quite a bit for Liberia. But most of the time, we've been quiet about it. But in politics now, you got to say what you've done, right, for people to hear it. I would anybody you on the phone www.liberianhistory.org. Put that in and see the website that will come out and the kind of historical work we've done on Liberia and make that history available to the public. LiberianHistory.org. You will see it. You will see it. You will see it very clearly in terms of research where students can go and do everything they need to do that. But the land right law and the passage of the land right law is a greater contribution that we have done for Liberia. The land right law, historically, land was in the hands of the government. So before our traditional people got tired of their land, the process was so long and we don't have the time on the show to explain the entire process that they went through. It was impossible for ordinary people to have title to their land. We cut that in terms of narrating the history, even appearing before the Senate committee, defending that Liberia is relatively a young country, that the citizens, the indigenous people of the land, we can trace their history up almost up to 1,000 years. That the land cannot be in the hands of the government. That it's difficult for the people to make decisions over their land. We work with civil society and the government to make sure to pass that law so that our traditional people, our customary people, to know their land boundary. And a boundary can serve as a guarantee for their land right. So we've done that. But not only that, we also, two other important things in our law I want to stress. One, women right to land. That's something we advocated for. We made a case that even in our traditional system, sometimes women are not considered to be people to own land. So as a result, they will just live farming, they can't plant any type of cash crop. We advocated heavily, and that was accepted in the law that women should be able to own land right. And it's by law today that women have land right. And we work on that. Another point, the mineral resources by the Constitution, they are to be used by the Liberian government on behalf of the people. But what we have seen over time again is that the Liberian people don't benefit. To get that changed in the law was quite difficult because we needed to go through a referendum to get that done. However, we are able to come across this particular phrase called free, prior, and informed consent. Since the mineral belongs to the government, but before you take the gold, you will degrade the land. We introduce a concept in the law called free, prior, and informed consent. If we have time, we can unpack these terminologies talking about. But it literally means that the government or any concessionaire cannot take the mineral resources with a specific agreement from those who own that particular land in terms of their interest. So there's a unique definition for epic, free, and prior and informed consent. It's just one aspect. We can talk about, even if you go to the district or running, and you can go there today and see a palm oil processing mill that we have constructed about 100,000. And that mill, you only need to pour palm hair strip. It produces the oil. It not use gas in it or fuel. It get used basically heat, the thermal equipment that we imported from India. That's the first of its kind in Bon Country to have the Honorable Council will be going there to dedicate it very soon. Good building that we built. I grew in a village, then I have access to school. So we have to provide education opportunity for children there in the surrounding villages. You go there and see that as well. Many other things we can talk about. Education, what we do in education, in turn about taking a college from literally nowhere and associate degree to bachelor degree programs and making sure that we have quality education, in that school and associated integrity for the students to apply their education with integrity. You can see that. Or you can talk about even an NGO that we brought into the country from one classroom to a whole story building in terms of supporting the land right law and everything that NGO is doing to help the land sector of Liberia.
Okay. Many other things. Folks, we got to work in time because Councillor Telangogolo and Dr. Yarkpawolo, both of them will be doing completing their registration today. Am I right about that? At the National Elections Commission.
Exactly.
I think you'll be listening on to the next year. So I want the deadline to go of you. Yeah, right. We're after this. So we're working in short time. But I'm sure you're going to come back more of the time. But let's look at Bon County as a whole now. Bon County seems to be a hotspot. All right. The President George Weah, running mates from Bon County, Chief Dr. Joel Howard Tiller, Bon County. Tawan Gongolo have gone for Dr. Emmanuel Urey, Bon County. Businessman Simon Freeman also go for Dr. Dackley, Bon County. There's one Bon County now. let's hear you about this county.
I think
everybody takes their own share.
They are great people. Bon County, the people of Bon County, but not only Bon County, we are my giving into that.
What percentage of vote can you say? You tell Tawan. Tawan's saying that. Joel. Joel is a stronghold in Bon County, and Simon too. Then Tawan said, let me take someone for Bon County too. Then I guess you people had a meeting and said, look, Bon County as a whole, right? This is the amount of vote I can make sure and bring out for you in Bon County, because the total number of registered voters in Bon County is 237,443 registering. What amount of percentage can you give out for Bon County?
We'll get a very good, sizable vote from Bon County. The young people, we have been working with them so much. So they are, when I go to the intellectual center and travel to schools and the rest of it, my youthful age and the rest of it, even the young people of Bon County, they are on our side. Not only the young people, The women are on our side because I was telling you about the land rights law. There's a documentary called The Land Being.
I mean, almost everybody putting up crowd in bunk content. Now, let's hit the net. Let's hit the net. Now you're a politician now. That you're a politician now. I guess you look into council Gongolo and say, look, of the 237,000 votes, I can make sure and give you at least maybe 100,000 from bunk content. You know, Joel there, and others are there.
So if that's your prediction, I think it's possible we can go over that.
Oh.
If that is your prediction, I think it's possible we can go over that. Concerning the work we have done, the people know who we are, the elders, the traditional people, the young people, the women, just a whole cross sector people of Bon County. Not only Bon County, we tie in my giving, we tie in part of Babolo and part of Lofa, all that, right? We're getting a chunk of votes from there. And it's going to push up. Actually, in fact, the election is difficult and not be that too difficult in terms of the way that we are carrying it on. The councillor himself, he has been in more than 325 towns across Liberia. I mean, that's amazing. The councillor is, you know, he's not a proud person. He travel all over the country, sleep in small villages. He has the kind of way of speaking. And because he's truthful to what he's saying, when he speaks to a group of people, they really kind of grab the message and carry it along. So he has that natural gift. And by him traveling to all those smaller villages across Liberia, huge momentum is built in the hinterland of Liberia right now. So I'm not even adding the work I have done in Bon County.
Okay.
And that is now coming to add to that. After he pronounced me, he chose me to be a vice chancellor.
Great. So after you're announced, the next day I placed a call. I mean, I must say on this network, all of the various presidential candidates, I normally send a message, and some do reply. There are some who don't respond. Like I texted Cummins on Monday, he replied. Ambassador Barker too have replied me on several times. And so I called Councilor Tell and I said, Council, this country now, people look at the issue of money. I mean, your financial muscle, you're not too strong. You're a poor lawyer now. Dr. Urey is an educator. How you people going to, campaign in the 15 counties? I'm a bit worried.
If money were the source of winning election, some people would.
It's not that you're paying people. You have to buy some vehicles. You have to go out.
One minute. If money were the source of winning election, some people would have been president now, because they spend a lot of money. They continue to spend a lot of money. Money is part of it. It's not all to it. I mean, the characters involved, so much important. And we talk to the Liberians, and our message is very clear. Those who bring tons of money during election time, be wary of them. Be careful with them. They are trying to make business with your vote. Don't fall for them. And when I speak to people, I don't have my color to demonstrate right now, but I pick up this piece of color and I said, this is the resource of the country. This is a national budget. So what has happened historically and even right now is that this piece of cola, those in government are eating a lot, right? President will take a big bite. The national legislature, they're going to take another big bite. You know, those are the top of our government. And the little one that is left now, it's nothing to be able to construct motor roads, nothing to build the hospitals, nothing to be able to provide quality education. But that little one that is left during the election time, they also changed that to a lot of money. And there's the one they're using now to buy lappers, to be able to come here today, give fictitious loan. There's a problem, they're giving loan to all the market women that are very unsustainable. And then people are going to fall for it, and you're going to vote them again. Then the cycle starts for another 6 years. So money is not all to it. If money were all to it, Councilor Gonglo will not be at the point where he is now.
Okay.
The leading contenders, and when it comes to those who are at the top, you know very well you can call 3 and 1, 2, 3, even without mentioning Councilor Gonglo's name there. And he started like people say, poor man lawyer, but poor man lawyer though with integrity, poor man lawyer with a 10-point plan to be able to transform this country one and to be used as a.
Oh, he gave you one of the broom.
Yep.
You broom. I hope that broom is not heavy in your hand.
Well, my broom is smaller than the councilor broom.
Yeah, so I hope it's not heavy in your hand. I mean,
it's not.
You don't know that for Karen broom. Tell one for Karen broom. And giving you a broom.
Well, I'm very happy to carry the broom. My broom is smaller than his broom because he is the bigger broom. It's there to help.
Okay, great, great. I just wanted to know why the broom was not that heavy for you, folks.
How to carry the broom anywhere I go.
Okay, great. The voice of Dr. Emmanuel Urey Yarkpawolo, the VSB to Councilor Telongongo on the LPP ticket. Let's get the lines activated. They have to meet up with the National Elections Commission time, so I will let him go in like 10 minutes from now. But Bon County have been a very good county to the LPP. In 2017, they accumulated 11,560 votes in that county with Heron Fambole, 0.74% of that vote. But let's pick a few calls up quickly. Dr. Emmanuel K, you're at LPP, VSB, all the breakfast show this morning. My name is O'Neill. Let's get the lines activated 0770 Good morning. You need a seminar recording. Let me hold you right there. We gotta take more. Hold on, Amara. That recording where you say President we are saying if he's not in the race, he will support Taiwan. I need to hear that recording myself. Thank you so much. Let's get another call on the line. 0770 Good morning. Okay, in the second round, who do we support? Let's pick up one CDC. CDC Papi Keita, morning. Go ahead.
Thank you this morning, for recognition. This is CDC Papi Sources Keita. Coming from the most economic district from Musolaro County. The lawmaker United Party is killing over however between the broadcast for it. And let me congratulate the veteran issue this morning. Firstly, this morning, you made a mistake by giving the year that you were born in.
Go to the question. Go to the question, Papi. Are you worried about Councilor Gongulo?
No, Councilor Gongulo is now a threat to Liberia, to CDC. And what do I mean by that council? The council is a people council, it's all a black people council. I think I would prefer meeting the law frame being a poll lawyer for the black people, but this is not the time for Councilor Gongulo.
When is the time? 2029? Okay. Thank you so much. Well, 0770153265. Well, say well, you have to wait. Anyway, let's see who's calling the line. Yes. Good morning.
Listeners and viewers for the broadcast this morning. My name is Aloysius B. from Virginia, and I joined the conversation from Lower Guinea County. Dr. Urey, thanks ever so much, at least for mustering the courage, and I think it's a very good thing for the people of Bon County, where you have a current sitting vice president and somebody at your age is also opting for such a position. But my only point here is that I don't know how well you have prepared yourself for this, because this is second big position in our country, and then just coming out of business.
Okay.
One was last week. Friday when
Yeah, so how well he prepared himself for it? Quickly, yes, this should be our last call. Running with time. Good morning.
money only rather and everything wanted to the VP for the LPP is still Mr. Urey Yarkpawolo. This is activist Martin Renner. And I will join you guys this morning from SEAL. And honestly, only rather I've read through the profile of Mr. Yarkpawolo. At no point in time in this red profile that if I have been in any government position or been formed in form of corruption. This is to me a thousand of Liberian across that in fact the council of the Congo speak well. Mind you, the problem of Liberia is corruption. And as soon as we can tackle corruption in this country will move on forward.
All right.
But we are not going to do extremely well and I will say to you, I wish you well. Mind you, there's one thing that will welcome here, you are going to my recommendation, is that you are a new phase in our body politics. And I'm thinking in my mind, you need to move all over the geopolitical landscape so to at least you can share your face out there.
Okay.
Give an opportunity, I think it's my right now.
Moving on right now, yeah. Anyway, yes, Dak. So working in time, you have to meet up the elections commission time they have for you this morning. Yes, he can respond to the callers in at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So from the last second to the last caller, I what I'm prepared. I'm really prepared. My mind is prepared educationally. The contribution we have made, the vision I have for Liberia in terms of helping the councillor to roll out his 10-point agenda. Only have another time. Let me come and explain the
Yeah, I want that to clear you through. Then, yeah, I want to where you at. Yeah.
that will go through that will go through the. I mean, we don't see any problem there today. But I think the callers, all of them, they one caller said that referred to the councillor as the Liberian People Councillor. That's a very good nomenclature. So if he's the Liberian People Councillor, I do agree with you. This now the time to give him the opportunity for him to implement the laws. Our problem is really lack of implementation of laws. Also, is the root causes of the conflict and everything we do on equal distribution of resources, on equal worth sharing in the country is about the lack of implementation of laws. So if this man, and I agree with you, he is the Liberian people counselor, the poor man lawyer, this is the time for us to give him the chance for him to defend the country so that those who are the least fortunate among us can have some sort of opportunity in Liberia by making sure that corruption is going away in the way that some people are prosecuted, they are assault beach, their properties are seized and turned over to the Liberian government, and subsequent people in government are afraid to steal anymore, so that the resources is free.
Okay, I see.
It's there for us to do the roads, for us to do the earth, and this is the time. Council of Congo is the best person. His point.
All right, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to see you having more this time around. I'll have the Senate Bureau and the VSB together do the council. I said that. After NEC have confirmed you people, yes, the LPP good to go and get ready for the elections.
So,
Best of luck.
one more thing, though. I just want to say thank you and thank you to the media. The media of Liberia, bring electronic on the air. Everyone, thank you. You are helping to stabilize our democracy, and we do appreciate that. And the councillor is holding free speech very, very high as well. So you can know that under his administration, the media are going to flourish. Please,
Oh, okay.
thank
Thank you very much. And the media should continue to do so. Look, let's leave the real politics with these political parties. And there are a lot of political commentators. After this election, I'm a journalist. I still remain as a journalist. Thank you so much. Let's get a brief in, brief out. We'll come back. We'll bring on Sam